So I'm right here in the Texas chicken place. Just bought myself a 3-piece with a biscuit and I have my own juice. Actually, I have my own lunch, but one man just tell me, let me just stop and eat. Sometimes since I didn't eat my lunch. But yeah, my lunch, see, notice I have it in a cooler, warmer bag. But I didn't take the time to eat it up to now. And just a cup of food and show me. Must be cold by now. Knowing that upon the boardwalk I make a documentary or a video upload for upload. I'm still uploading my video where it's showing my storage and others is out now. So I put my lunch in a butter container, curry chicken and rice and sweet potato and others. But I didn't take the time to eat the stuff and eat while I deal with these war criminal, socialist workers who depriving us even when they throw back on the system for think we must live off the system when the system deprive us more than ever. The system are rob and thief from us and they give us far less than we work. And they want me to run from them. Crime with they actually robbing my house into 21 years now. That stays on my record. I will re-emphasize that shit staying up on my record for the next 25 to 33 years. So I ain't going nowhere. When I go somewhere, I go nowhere. Stand up and fight for my right. Until these so-called judges who now serve and protect. It's wrong for mess with the wrong fucking woman. Robbing me my own equity. All my system. All my kids in the system after they rob me. No illegal exit tell you if you try to take my house wrongly. The same one guy make ACS when I get houseless with the robbery and the crime when they're doing to me and my kids. Gonna automatically run in and take all my kids for profit more off our blood, flesh and tears. Hell to the no. People, I try to make this funny. That's funny. I'm not just trying to typical and document this crime, but more or less expose it for what they did to us. I try to eat all of this. That's if I can get to even eat it. The food by now is cold. Sweet potato and all that. I don't know if you can see this. I'm in a dark corner right in here. It was like coming like it just not bright with the exposure when I'm taping. When you talk about light camera action, if you don't have the right lighting in everything and anything, you know what I'm talking about. Now my battery come up, low battery. What nonsense? I might as well cut tape and edit because I'm running on low battery. So if I'm going to eat, just stop and eat. But the other beef was for pick with HRA as they continue their crime and their deprivation and their violation. Not just to call 311 and the police on them and draw a fair hearing, but I just went back there to reapply because them know I'm attacking left, right and middle center. Attacking left, right and middle center. Because that's how America teaches us to fight on the battlefield. You have to surround the problem. I have more than emergency, and these mother effers treating me like I don't qualify for something that they deprive me under with my house, my home equity, my children, my life, my retirement fund. Having bank rob people blind their house when in void sale, void deed, foreclosure, and fraudulent foreclosure, eviction, garnishment with bankruptcy, discrimination, and all other discrimination. Yo, they mess with the wrong bleeding woman, I say. Because you see how long I've been warning them from the very start of the whole thing now. If you're going to rob me, my house and my kids and everything, the day going to come when I tell myself more than ever, if I can't get back my right, expose you for the injustice. When you think I'm going to sit and stay silent and don't expose such injustice, when judges who are supposed to serve and protect are throw people, parents, children, and other family under the bus, just to have HRA and the system profit off of people, blood, flesh, and tears. When them throw people out of them house, even if people try to go for mortgage arrear while doing lead abatement, rehabilitation with the city, even with a house, or let's say even if I didn't have a house, you go to HRA, you say, can you help me out with some mortgage arrear because my kids have lead poisoning and I still work for my house and now it cause hardship with domestic violence and even the bank trying to commit fraud with my home equity. HRA don't do nothing for you. They seem to forget I went to them and they was discriminating me as an immigrant legally here. I didn't come illegally here. I come with a permanent visa. When I first came to America, it was 1988. And I had my son here, Dwayne Cole. And I came back, even though the doctor tell me when I have my baby, let him stay in the country for a month. I leave before he was a week old. I fly back to Jamaica, West Indies, and say, oh, me doctor, you tell stay for a month? I miss home, let me go back to Jamaica. Went back to Jamaica with my visitor's visa after having my child. And learn from the immigration when they call me for the permanent visa, they're going to have to take on my visitor's visa because I'm getting permanent status. I said, who want to come to America? Not me. If my husband brother file for him one can go permanently, leave me with my visitor's visa. They say, hell no. They have to take away the visitor's visa in order for still give me my permanent one with my husband because I qualify where rightly they have to cease the visitor's visa and give me a permanent status whether I like it or not. I come here back with $20,000 US in my hand. I gotta take everything off my Jamaican bank account in the on my birthday. It was my birthday too. February 22nd, 1990, I come to America. Permanently back. And all who filed for it didn't even want to put you up in housing. The man, Cole brother, have that big fucking 3-family house. And he want to sleep on the basement blood clot floor after we leave 2 blood clot mansion in Jamaica. My husband had a big house from the hill, Try All Heights, near to St. Diego Heights in Spanish Town. And I have a big house in Port Royal, Kingston 1. Because if they go check out what immigration status, whether it be visitors or permanent, they gonna know what was to disclose all them assets that we had. President Clinton at one time when he was president was trying to tell all permanent residents with the United States Senate, let him sign a law into the bill with the idea to let it be a law to have all immigrants, whether were legal or illegal, disclose to asset here and abroad. That's what can even buy house with our own asset in Jamaica that we left. And the motherfuckers, them wouldn't sign it. For now, two other people in the restaurant, Texas Chicken and Burger restaurant, and kids are like coming in, I'm going to just have to cut, tape and edit for now and continue the saga another day as I continue to upload one way or another. Because I had just to go back and put HRA in them place because them motherfuckers seem to forget where they coming from. If they did give me the mortgage arrear, the Human Rights Commissioner send me to them before I file the Chapter 13, I wouldn't file a Chapter 13. But they gave me the runaround discriminating immigrants. They don't give immigrants such arrear. You can imagine? We come here after work, file with tax, and contribute to society as we work, and put into the system from our growth net income. And when we ask for help, knowing what put the money that's if we should need it one day. All these efforts do with that is try to screw us over, violate us, deprive us, discriminate us. And them seem to think I don't know where I coming from with my picture page memory of them and more. These crooked ass judges and them throwing people and kids on the system, thinking the system can help us. You see, their goal is with shelter. They're trying to make money off of different family and people if they can best throw them in shelter more than help them. Because shelter, when you go in a shelter in America, them get all $3,000-4,000 for each and every person, whether from adult right back to baby, to stay in the shelter while they give them the runaround and a hard time. You think it get any easier before they give most people in shelter housing? The sufferation, the rat-infected shelter, the roach-infected shelter, the thieving-ass people them in a shelter are beat up on them one another as these social workers continue to rob them blind and tell them lies. If they don't go get work or if they can't get work, they gonna keep them longer in the shelter for make more money off of them. And the average person who go in the shelter don't seem to know these things. So. But the reporter throughout the years with the newscasts and so forth in the United States of America make it clear to tell John the public. If you don't want to listen to the news and learn some other way of the truth, why shelter exists, think again. Our government making more money off of family and children being in shelter more than giving them a simple 1,000 or 2,000 for go rent a 3-bedroom apartment, a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, or whatever bedroom. But want to keep them in shelter for 6 months to 2 years or give them the runaround or give them the frustration treatment where most of them still have to run out of shelter and go crazy. Go mad and crazy out on the road because the social worker abusing them in the shelter. People don't joke for come out and tell the news for the news reporter even report it and tell it back to the public throughout the many years how shelter really operate. And these people think I must go in a shelter when they rob and thief my house and a void sale, void deed, foreclosure with fraud. And the judges them playing gangster war with me, try silent me because they robbing me and anybody else with retirement fund. You know what equity in our houses? It's like a bank. We could educate our kids at college and university with it. We could use the home equity to buy more and more house or business. Increase our portfolio for retire even early as we maybe convert our house into rental property. Whether to rent to people monthly or rent as bed and breakfast to tourists and others. Because my house was being rent as a bed and breakfast. If I ask Luke to check the newspaper on the Freedom of Information Act, I make an evident package with everything for show them the type of damages they put me under for incur more than losses. Any man could have gone mad over what they doing to people, or even me or others. But thank God, God carry me through the sun and keep my head up. Tell me keep my head above water. I'm the type of woman I fight any power struggle. I resist any power struggle, especially when I'm in the right and the judges them are playing like them is old criminal, a rob and thief from people. A thief people asset, people future, retirement fund with home equity, we could re-educate them own children. And one thing a lot of we black people out here is not educated. With these educated fools who have bachelor degree, turned judges, lawyer, Indian doctor, chief, Arab society. I ain't joking with none of them. Make they know the rod of correction have to come around. What goes around comes around now. A eye for eye, a tooth for tooth. See? I don't dare run from wrong when I tell the judge I was in the right. And when other judges don't want to do their work adequately and correctly, and more so I take bribery for corrupt the court system and thief and corrupt and embezzle people asset with the bank. I could have been maybe $20 to $50 million richer because I was trying to, not just when beneficial mortgage was soliciting to refinance my equity out of my home to buy another mixed-use property. I went to Texas, I bought up over 50-something to $80-something thousand worth of a restaurant appraised equipment for the mixed-use property were added under acquisition and as the bank decide to draw a bad card to want to say, I can solicitate for give her home equity, but let me try rob her blindly if I have to draw a pre-foreclosure with the equity. They're not just destroying people equity, but liquidating it for next to nothing, pennies and the dollars after they robbing us and throwing us back on the system. And the system itself is a bigger devil with all evil conniving Mother Yunus skunk working as social worker. You ever hear one bad apple spoil the whole bunch, girl? Uncle, a few of the workers in and under HRA with the quota of the system is not corrupt. But as a chum put it, one bad apple spoil the whole bunch, girl. Because everybody cover up for each other when far more inadequate and crime to society going down. So for now, let me try eat my food because it might be getting cold just like my lunch. That caused me for coming here for buy a warm food that I'm still talking over and not eating. Because when I'm working, even when I stop for eat, I don't really try to eat. No, I just ignore the food and talk and don't eat. So for now, make me just cut tape and edit and try to upload it.